Now, can we change our culture? Certainly. But it starts with electing the right people, and electing Democrats and Republicans ain't going to get it done. So until we break the stranglehold of the two parties on our government, there's no hope for us.
I agree with you, but in your gut, where do you see this country going?
I don't know. The new millennium kids give me hope because they're not watching television. The average viewer of Fox News is 72 or 73, which means they're going to be dying shortly. So that could be the end of Fox News when all the people that watch them are dead from old age. So I think, Alex, with the new millennials, if they'll not fall victim like we did in the 60s, the war ended in Vietnam, and we became part of the cultural system then. We didn't stay separate from it. I'm hoping that the new millennials will learn from this, that they will break away from the status quo and, for lack of a better term, continue to do their own thing, because their wars have been ongoing the whole time. So it doesn't compare directly to Vietnam. And they're smart kids. They got the internet, and the internet right now is uncontrollable, but rest assured the government will do their best to control it.
Well, they can't compete with us. I mean, CNN's collapsing. They're all collapsing. We're exploding. Ron Paul's got his own channel, reaching millions. I mean, it's really an exciting time. And I would encourage all the viewers and listeners, go out and do your own thing as well. Also support our local AM and FM affiliates, because that's a precious way to reach people. Let's go ahead and talk. Let's take some calls, Gov. Let's talk to Tim in Florida. You're on the air.
Oh, I just want to say real quick, Jesse, the Body Ventura, you've always been a big fan. And real quick, you know, every time they've ever showed a video of them Islamic beheading anybody, they never wore any masks, and there wasn't ever no break. So the ones that my argument is they stopped in the middle, and then they never showed the bodies with the actual.
That's a good question. I mean, we know they put out fake stuff before. How can you believe any of it?
Well, another thing to remember, too, people, that's what they do over there. The Saudi Arabian government has beheaded people. That's what they do. See, I oppose all capital punishment. What's the difference if you're beheading somebody or putting them in a toaster or injecting them with a chemical that doesn't work half the time that we do here? Capital punishment's still capital punishment. I disagree with it vehemently, and it shouldn't exist on the planet.
Well, I'm for capital punishment in the village.
I'm not.
Well,
I'm not.
Let me just go back briefly and get your take on this. Go back to the village, and half the village sees somebody strangle a kid. The village would go beat the guy to death. That's natural justice. But you can't trust a corrupt state that's been caught framing innocent people. I mean, some estimates are half of death row are innocent. So you can't trust a system like that to mete out the death penalty, whether it's North Korea or the United States. What do you say to that?
Well, my belief is this, Alex. We may differ a little. Here I am, the atheist who doesn't believe in the death penalty. Imagine that. But for all the religious people, thou shalt not kill. There's no asterisk there. It doesn't say, well, except in the case of a murder, you can put him to death. Somebody has to pull that switch. And I've had shows where I said, who's more powerful, God or the government? Well, clearly the government's more powerful because the government can kill and there's no repercussions from God.
Sure.
So, you know, my position is killing is wrong, and so is killing for punishment. That is wrong, too.
Sure.
We shouldn't be doing it because somebody has to physically carry out the killing.
Sure, but the translation, just to be clear, is thou shalt not commit murder. The King James says kill. I mean, obviously, you would defend yourself if somebody attacked you.
Well, of course there's self-defense. If it's you dying or the other person's attempting to kill you, that's totally different.
Let's do one more.
I'm talking about having a system. I oppose capital.
No, I get it. It makes sense. Slim, real fast question for... Yeah, Slim in Canada. Go ahead.
Yep. I'm just calling regarding. I think it's a lot worse than we think it is. Personally, this ISIS group that changes their name every 5 minutes, like P. Diddy or whatever the hell his name is right now. Pardon my French. And then with all the stuff going on, the beheadings and those being questionable. And I have a request. I mean, I thank you both for what you're doing, but
this is weird though. I've never seen calls come in with the same weird point about beheading. I'm looking at these calls on screen. A bunch of them are about beheadings. People are, I don't know, do you guys know each other calling in with this theme?
No, I'm not. I don't know who that guy.
Okay, well, what's your question, real quick? What's your question?
I think it's a lot worse. Do you guys agree with me that it's a lot worse than we think it is? I mean, there's a lot of fear-mongering, but I think it's worse.
I don't. I don't anticipate ISIS coming here and invading our country. I think, and imagine this, if we hadn't gone into Iraq, taken out Saddam Hussein, and destabilized the whole region, would there be ISIS if Saddam was in charge today?
I agree.
I don't think so.
No, you're absolutely right, Governor.
There would be no ISIS if Saddam Hussein was still in charge of Iraq.
Or if we had in the last 4 years given them all these weapons, again, building up the enemy, as you said at the start of the interview. We're going to come back real quick, final segment with Jesse Ventura, Pete, Wildman, Todd, George, and others. Get ready. We're coming back.
Silver has always been nature's very own antibiotic, and only one system allows you to generate an endless supply of natural silver solutions. SilverLungs.com. You'll find no wild claims or pseudoscience, just a lifetime of nano-sized pure silver solutions. The Silver Lungs generator allows you to make your own, so stop paying for silver solutions. The unique lung delivery system targets respiratory infections where other silver solutions simply cannot reach. See the Silver Lungs generator and lung delivery system at SilverLungs.com. That's SilverLungs.com.
Are you ready to surrender your right to buy body armor? No joke. Congress is now trying to outlaw civilian body armor. And if House Bill H.R. 5344 becomes law, you can kiss your right to protect yourself against rifle bullets goodbye. Don't put off your body armor purchase any longer. Go now to InfidelBodyArmor.com. Thousands of military veterans trust their lives to Infidel Body Armor. You should too. Spelled INFIDEL. Infidel Body Armor. Just won't quit.
What good is a Big Berkey water filter?
We get that question a lot here at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. And in a word, the answer is protection. Protection from water main breaks, E. coli contamination, environmental chemical spills, pesticide runoff, chlorine taste and smell, and all forms of fluoride. Plus, Big Berkey water filters are the original gravity water filter system and most trusted on the market for a reason. Tested by multiple independent NSF EPA certified labs, they are the gold standard in water purification. At only 1.7 cents a gallon, a single set of filters can last for 5 to 10 years. That means big savings. Big Berkey, the one that's powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. Get a Big Berkey today at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. GCN listeners receive 5% off all ceramic filter systems. Visit our website or call 1-877-99-BERKEY. That's 877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
You heard the discussions all over the radio. You couldn't believe what you were hearing. You trusted them. You felt betrayed. Your emotions began to consume you. Outrage set in. Then, nothing. Days turned to weeks and months. Then, you've forgotten. But they haven't. They're still monitoring your every move. It's coming.
What's coming?
Monitor BlockitPocket.com. Or will you forget?
We the people grow cotton, weave fabric, engrave ink, embed strips and fibers to protect from counterfeit, then carting to a private bank, having it lent back at interest, forcing taxes to service debt. This capitalism, or was Jefferson correct when stating a central bank issuing the public currency is a greater menace to the liberties of the people than a standing army? Ted Anderson, I'm placing a free silver dollar in a book that explains our monetary system. Call for your copy, 800-686-2237. It's time to understand the system. Call 800-686-2237. That's 800-686-2237.
We're almost out of time here on this Tuesday edition.
Going round.
Again, I'm not trying to be rude to the callers. I just want to get a lot of you in here. So ask your question or make your comment. We're going to go to Pete in Indiana. Pete, you're on the air with Jesse Ventura.
Hi, Jesse. Yeah, another call related to the beheading issues. But I just want to say, I believe that everybody in the United States is not everybody. I don't really watch TV anymore, but I see a lot of people buying into this stuff, and people are conditioned definitely into accepting, our rights being taken away, and it's been foreshadowed throughout, probably since the mid-'80s.
Yeah, we've got to give our rights up because ISIS, is cutting people's heads off when our government funded them. What's the point, though?
My point is that with the recent beheading of the woman in Oklahoma and the people, the sheeple, being prone to imitating what they see on TV or network TV, it's been suggested that we might start seeing IEDs planted by domestic ISIS affiliates, terrorists, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, which is exactly what Homeland Security said they needed martial law for. Good point. Jesse, this whole thing does look scripted.
Well, it may be, and the point of the matter is this. If we would get out of the Middle East, remember what Osama bin Laden said? He said, you don't see us attacking Norway, do you? If we get out of the Middle East, it would all end. The reason they're attacking us is because we're over there occupying them and telling them how to govern themselves. Let them govern themselves. Let's get the hell out of there. Columbus didn't want to go there. Why should we go there today?
Well, I'll say this. You don't see the al-Qaeda people attacking, South America, or you don't see them attacking South Africa because they're not over there, and it's a fake clash of civilizations. Todd in Ohio, thanks for calling. Quick question for Ventura.
How you doing, Alex?
Good. Good. We're good. Go ahead.
Good.
I'm a veteran, and I've come home from the military, and I noticed that there are a lot of different propaganda threats going on here in the United States. My question and point I want to make is what happens when we can't wake up the masses, and one of these terror threats hits. How do we resolve that?
Well, we've allegedly been hit on 9/11 by a massive terror attack, and the Republicans were in charge then. So the point is this: government can't keep you safe without taking your freedom. I would rather have my freedom and take my chances than to be locked up and lose my freedom because they're going to keep me safe. I remember a cartoon I saw where it showed mom, dad, and the two kids, and they're all sitting at the dinner table, and they go, boy, I feel safe now. And the cartoon had them inside a barred cell, locked in a cell. But, boy, I feel safe now. The point is this: freedom is safety, and that's what we need to be striving for is freedom,
exactly.
Not locking down America. If you lock down America, they win.
That's right. Notice the annihilation of our freedoms in 13 years, and now al-Qaeda has whole armies to take over. Obviously, it doesn't keep us safe. It's being used to take over. That's why our government's arming al-Qaeda. This is how you conquer America. Thank you, Todd. I'm sorry to the other callers. We're out of time. Governor, I know you're probably not going down to Baja. Usually go, I guess, in September or October.
Well, you never know, Alex. I want to go down there to help. Even more than my show. I'd like to go down there and give physical help if I can because they need the help down there just like we needed it in New Orleans when Katrina hit. Nobody's covering it here in America, and we have our brothers and sisters down there in big trouble in the Baja.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Use our help.
You've been on the show before via Skype down there, so if you're down there in a week or a month and want to give us a report here, we'd love to help off the grid as well, get some coverage to what's happening down there, Governor.
Okay, we'll do that, Alex. Thank you, and we'll look forward. I'll talk to you again before I leave.
You bet. Say hi to your wife and everybody else, and have a great week coming up, Jesse.
You too. Bye, Alex.
All right, there goes Jesse. And again, folks, he's just a real guy, and that's why they hate him and want to destroy him. All right, folks, tonight, 7 o'clock Central, InfoWars Nightly News, and back tomorrow. That's it. Great job, crew, and great job to our affiliates. Great job, Ron Paul. Great job, Ed Group. Great job, InfoWars.
The government's Department of Homeland Security is buying up loads of ammo. At the same time, they're restricting civilians' rights to own and purchase firearms. Can you put two and two together? Infidel Body Armor can stop every round, including hollow points and .308 sniper rounds, is reasonably priced and fully legal. But for how long? Go to InfidelBodyArmor.com, spelled INFIDEL bodyarmor.com. Infidel Body Armor just won't quit.
DNA Force.
When cells become toxic, they die early and aging sets in.
DNA Force.
No one has put together a formula that focuses directly on brain health, nerve growth factors, and optimizing your cellular energy at the same time. Just one of the key compounds, BioPQQ, is backed by major clinical studies.
DNA Force.
We now have the synergistic solution. Secure your DNA Force today at InfoWarsLife.com or call toll-free 888-253-3139.
DNA Force.